Am I naughty for not going to my sister's wedding? Some background. I 17 about 8 months ago met the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. We became friends because of our shared hobbies, and somehow I got lucky enough that we started dating 6 months ago. About a week into dating she told me that she was trans, male to female. I accepted this and had no problem with dating her. She was happy, and as I've said, me and my girlfriend have been dating for 6 months. She has met my family multiple times, and about a month ago she told him she was trans as well. Everyone accepted, or if they didn't they kept their mouths shut. Everyone except one. My sister 24F got huffy and started to ignore my girlfriend. She asked me later how I expected to have kids one day if I was dating a fake woman. I told her to shut up and I don't want kids anyway. She got quiet and that was that. My sister's wedding is in 3 months and she sent out invites to RSVP a few days ago. Everyone is allowed to bring a +1. I choose my GF and sent in the RSVP. Today she came by, and while hanging out with my parents she told me my GF couldn't come. When I asked why, she said, and I quote, "I don't want a delusional boy at my wedding." At first I wondered why she thought I was delusional, and then I realized she was talking about my GF. I told her to take that back and she said she's only speaking the truth. I called her a transphobe and said that either me and my GF go or I don't go at all. She said she's not letting that creep into my wedding. So I said to not expect me there either. She laughed like she thought I wouldn't follow through with it. But I withdrew my RSVP and threw her wedding gift in the trash.
Now OP, let's not waste money. Return it.
Now she's pissed and is getting everyone else involved. My parents are staying neutral. My sister's fiancé is actually on my side, love that guy, along with my uncle. My aunt and cousins are on my sister's side, and some are pressuring me to go because it's my sister's big day. Others want me to just keep the peace, and my aunt was just as transphobic as my sister. My GF said I don't have to destroy my relationship with my sister over her bi. I told her that if my sister was like this then it would have ended someday anyway, so it might as well be now. But I'm wondering, am I naughty for splitting the family up between supporting me and supporting my sister? Is my future sister-in-law a bridezilla? Hey everyone, I heard about this on Twitter and I hope you'll give some direction here. In my culture, marriage is a very important thing and the wedding is the most important day of a woman's life. I, 26F, don't think like that, and I never had big plans for my wedding. My brother Pedro, 32M, and his fiancée Lisa, 32F, dated for 2 years and got engaged 2 years ago. Since then they've been planning this big wedding with 400 persons and a lot of different things. On the other side, I started dating my boyfriend Tom, 25M, 1.5 years ago, and we started living together 3 months ago. In the end of the last month I discovered that I am pregnant, and even if it wasn't planned, I am very happy about it. Tom proposed to me 2 weeks ago and I was very excited because even if it was never my dream, it's nice to know that someone wants to marry you. He and my mother started planning the wedding even before he proposed, so when he proposed he already had a date and a place and asked me if it was fine for me. Again, this was never my dream, so I accepted what they proposed to me. My mother is taking care of everything, but I had some constraints like no more than 60 persons, no religious ceremony, vegetarian food, no bridesmaid. I just want a small party to celebrate that we signed the papers. My mother wasn't so happy, however she accepted that. The party will happen in July, which is great because I won't be that pregnant. My brother and Lisa will get married in September, 2 months later, in bigger ceremony that will last 3 days. When I invited my brother and Lisa for my party I received a text saying, "What?" and that was her answer. I called her and she called me an R and said that she's not going to my wedding and that I am selfish. I explained that I am pregnant and she said, "It's not like you couldn't prevent it." I was shocked and explained that my ceremony isn't nothing like hers and asked how could I make it up for her, and her answer was that I should cancel my party or move it after her party. I explained that I'll be too pregnant after her wedding since the baby is due to November, but she didn't care. My brother said that this is a women matter, and he doesn't care about it. In our culture the tradition is that the bride's family pays for the wedding ceremony, but Lisa isn't wealthy as us and my family is paying it. I was worried that my family was cutting costs for Lisa's wedding because of me, but that's not the case. I asked my father and everything's already paid, and my father gave them a budget 10 times bigger than mine. I talked again with her and she just doesn't want me to get married 2 months before her because she says that'll overshadow her wedding. Am I naughty for telling someone that if she wore a white gown to my aunt's wedding I will pour a bottle of wine at her? I, 14F, have a aunt, 28F, that will soon get married on June of 2023. So some backstory: I was helping my aunt to pick out a dress for her wedding when I overheard one of her so-called friend telling the other girls that she would wear a white gown at my aunt's wedding. Apparently she's doing this to get revenge on my aunt for, quote, stealing her man. Mind you, my aunt met my soon-to-be uncle before this girl did. So I join in their conversation and warned her that if she wear a white gown at the wedding I would spill wine all over it, shove her face in the cake, and on top of that I will send the pictures of her with other man to her boyfriend. She soon left raging with anger. After my aunt and I got home my parents asked me what I said to the girl because apparently she called my parents. She told them that I pushed her for making a silly joke about my aunt. After I told my parents what actually happened they told me that what I said is not good but they agree that she shouldn't wear white to my aunt's wedding. Unfortunately my parents are not the only one she called, so I received a lot of angry text from my aunts and uncles. After explaining what actually happened some of them called me a brat, but some of them just laugh. After I told my friend what happened she told me that I have gone too far for what I've said. So am I naughty? Am I naughty for not talking to my husband because he is going on a boys' trip instead of our honeymoon? I, 26F, and my husband, 27M, got married in December of 2022. We had planned that we will go to our honeymoon next year because of work commitments we had. Last month he told me that we will be going on our honeymoon on my birthday in July, so I have been looking forward to it. Last week he told me that his work project will end in June and he misses his boys and would like to go on a trip with his boys to Thailand and was inviting me. I was heartbroken, as I have looking for outfits already. I refused to go with his friends and him. He told me that we will go on our honeymoon later some other time, which I am sure he won't because he barely gets time from his work. He told me that one of his friend's wife would be coming too. He added that he will stay for my birthday and will go only after celebrating it with me. I refused that too. Earlier this year he pitched this idea of going on our honeymoon with his friend and his wife. I didn't like the idea as I just wanted him and I in our memories of this trip. We have been on radio silence for the past week. Please let me know, am I bad guy? Edit. He has been planning this trip for 3 years but it keeps getting cancelled for some or the other reason. Update. I told him how I feel but I couldn't keep it together and cried most of the time. He told me that he would love to go with me to our honeymoon sooner rather than later. He feels that we see each other every day. Going out and spending time won't make much of a difference but he understands my feelings. Although I would be glad to go with him, however, it would have felt better if this would have happened without sobbing and expressing my feelings. I may be a little hypersensitive but when I explain my emotions, I tend to get a choked throat and get teary. I still want to go to therapy for myself as I need to learn how to handle emotions in a better and healthy manner. Also, directly assuming his intentions to be devilish was not cool. Am I naughty for expecting sister-in-law to still pay her share of the bachelorette party? I am getting married in a few weeks. My bachelorette party is this weekend. We will be spending the weekend out at the wineries and other activities. My soon-to-be husband's younger sister is one of my bridesmaids. A few weeks ago when we were discussing the bachelorette party, she informed us she wouldn't be coming on it. She gave no real reason other than she didn't know anyone very well and didn't want to take days off work. Pretty much she just doesn't want to come. After everything was booking it came to about $600 a person. My maid of honor sent Sil a Venmo request for her portion since she is still party of the wedding party. Sil sent a message to the group text confused as to why she would be expected to pay. We informed her that as part of the wedding party it's expected to help pay for the bachelorette. She didn't have a real reason she couldn't come, she just doesn't want to. That doesn't get her off the hook for the responsibilities she signed up for. Now that the trip is tomorrow, the other bridesmaids are pissed they had to pull out money to cover Sil portion. I sent her a message explaining what comes along with the being a bridesmaid and asking her to please send my maid of honor the money because she is putting a downer on the weekend and ruining it. I have not heard back and the bridesmaids are super pissed they are out money. Share your story in the comments, I would love to add them to a video.